NYC landlords sound alarm on Mamdani's rent policies. It's obvious what's going to happen here. He's going to actually turn these landlords into slumlords, because you can't have a rent freeze, especially when you need to fix up property and things like that. This is why the cost of rent goes up, because they have to fix these properties and maintain them and stuff like that. It's hard to maintain it when you can't raise the rent. And another reason why rent is so high is because of the Democrat policies. They're overtaxed in New York, and then you're a sanctuary city, which causes rent to go up even further, because you got to house all these illegal immigrants. So this is the whole policies, and then Mamdani on top of that want to do a rent freeze, which is going to make things worse. So we're going to play the clip and talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. There you'll find a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get right to the Fox Business clip here. Here we go.
Let's go to this. New York City landlords sounding the alarm over Mamdani's rent freeze plan. Madison Allworth joining us from Brooklyn. Madison, what are the landlords saying about this? They're not happy, I'm sure.
Of course not.
No, they're definitely not, Stuart. And they're saying that the affordability crisis is only going to get worse, because this is all about access to these units. Right now, there are thousands of units that are not being rented out because it no longer makes financial sense. It's called warehousing. And what landlords are telling me is that if this rent freeze goes into effect, thousands more units will be taken off the market, which means everything that is remaining goes up in price. Landlord groups like Gotham Housing Alliance tell me that there are tens of thousands of apartments that are sitting empty because rent is too low to justify the renovations that would be needed. And
isn't that what I've been saying? They can't maintain them, and then you putting a freeze on it where they can't raise the prices. They can't raise the rent so they can fix some of these properties. So they are creating this scarcity. It's already a crisis there, and they're going to make it worse.
Not just the renovation costs. That's what's so important about this story. Landlords are sounding the alarm over property taxes. So take, for example, this building you see here. These are 4 units. You see 1 staircase here, 3 behind me. Back in 2017, when this was built, the property taxes for just 1 unit right here was nearly $25,000.
Wow.
Now, 8 years later, it's up to $44,000. You've seen a 44% increase in property taxes alone.
That is crazy. Again, this is the Democrats' own doing. Their own policies are hurting the people they claim they want to help. But they don't say they're the reason why things are so bad. They're the reason. Democrats are the reason why rent is so expensive. Democrats is the reason why the cost of everything's up. They're the ones that raise your taxes. This is why the taxes has gone up there, and it's unaffordable. You cannot afford to live in New York City, a regular person, unless you're making a lot of money. It's crazy. And again, they brought in someone that's even further left than Adams, who's going to come in and make it even worse, just like in Chicago. We try to warn New York, just like we tried to warn Chicago, and the same stuff is going to happen here in New York.
Obviously hasn't gone up 44%. Landlords say this is all because of New York City government making the problem worse, and they fear it's only going to get to be a bigger problem. Take a listen.
When did this become an ATM machine? Or an open checkbook? When do you get an open checkbook that you can write on any time, hey, we're going to increase it again. Hey, we're going to increase it again. This is an ATM machine. This is what happened in New York City. This is exactly what was your unaffordable. Stop. This is what it is. This is your unaffordable. Okay? And it's going to go up again.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to correct myself because I said 44 twice. Each unit here, $25,000 property taxes back in 2017. Today, it's $36,000. That's that 44% increase. But you do see on screen, rents are also going up. We're in Brooklyn. Rent is up here nearly 10%. In Queens, even worse, over 10%.
That's crazy.
You can see why a policy
and they live in small little, like these in New York, they got small little loft apartments, and you got to pay $3,500 for it. Like, that is crazy to me. They are killing y'all in New York. How are y'all still supporting these people that put y'all in this financial deficit in the first place?
A rent freeze sounds really good to the voters that elected Zohran Mamdani. The mayor-elect has talked about lowering landlord costs. He's mentioned things like adjusting property taxes as part of this larger equation around rent freeze. But Lopes warns that if nothing is done and we see this rent freeze and property taxes stay as high as they are and continue to raise, you're going to see thousands of units come off the market next year. Stu?
And that would not be good news. Thanks so much indeed, Madison.
Crazy.
The thing is,
crazy. Like, I don't understand. Like, how do you continue to vote for your own demise? You know these people are terrible at governing, but you continue to give them these people more and more power. I don't get it. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.